Well, hello there. Well, I just already posted, and I already have one or two saved up already. Who is the Martin Pariseau? Eh. Well, this one is I'm filming one of these, but it's a Sunday, the 21st of May. Oh man, if only you knew the thoughts and feelings I have. Now, I know you are capable of thoughts and feelings, but what is different about us, although we share the same DNA, is which thoughts and which feelings we have for which events. I'm not going to show you the name of the church, but I decided to go to a church today. Hey, look at this. Man, was there a church? Was there a bag made in China? And because Chinese, just like most other very long, outstanding cultures, have master stitching a long time ago. It's just bare minimum effort kind of thing. But anyways, I go to this church and it's wonderful. Like it's wonderful in all the ways that if somebody else was new on that day but has all the same beliefs as the people there, or is just from another similar church but from out of town, and they'd say, "Wow, what a wonderful church." They'd be pretty upset to know what it feels like for me or what the thoughts are that I have during that time there. And what makes me go there is very complex for them. Again, I said I'm not religious, and I'm just kind of looking for a sense of community. And I see the concept of community is happening, but only among those of the same beliefs. And it's the same kind of incongruences and cognitive dissonance and inconsistencies as the churches from the past and all the churches of the present and all the churches of the future. And if you wanted to know what you can become, let's say by taking life skills lessons in the sense of the type of lessons as defined properly and the style that I took, let's say, some years ago, is it makes you a better person. So maybe religion is the theory, but as we see time and time again in cycles of history, the church doesn't teach the practical part or allow for the practical part. It's just the theory, and it's the theory that is seen a particular way. And I'm not going to say too much. This is not criticizing what is for me obvious. It's just the feelings and the thoughts I have. If only you know. And it's not like they're all negative. It's not like I didn't enjoy the music, or the talent of the musicians or anything with their instruments. And the quality of the sound. It's more like, well, I guess you'll have to ask me one day, but to ask me, if anybody asks me and they're religious, is I'm going to say, well, you're asking a reality connecting question. It is harmful to you. I know at this point of your life and your brain's programming, it is harmful to even want to attempt such a conversation. It will be that you hate me, or your brain gets a headache, or it'll be confusing. It's not even a good idea for you at this point to question the reality of your beliefs. It's kind of too late. And again, many people will say, "Oh, if only Martin found this kind of love or this guidance," or there would be no listening. There wouldn't be no attempts to comprehend. It'd be so rare now that you can even find somebody. I went to Imagine No Religion for in Kamloops, and there was folks that had been, let's say, a pastor and another religious leader for decades, and them to have started thinking differently about, let's say, the human condition or reality or life on this planet or the universe or creation or whatever it might be, is it was still rare, but possible back then. But now it's like, I don't even think it's possible without somebody's brain becoming more dysfunctional, trying to connect to the reality of. And I'm not saying leave your beliefs, take mine. I'm saying just this conversation of trying to pay attention and understand and reference another human being that your scripture says love everybody or accept everybody that you can't do, because this entire conversation, it would be impossible for you to take part in. So it's pretty sad that it's like that. And so when I leave feeling more alone, and there was a big crowd, and it's not like I didn't have social skills. Like, I approached somebody in the parking lot, they introduced me to somebody, and but the thing is I end up leaving feeling more alone, and as an Homo sapien. And what helped me after is finally I walked behind the pool, and going to the a little bit of a pathway of a bicycle path with jumps and or just ups and downs. And it reminded me, well, first of all, it smelled nice. I was smelling natural smells, and some were pleasant, and the sounds start changing also. Just the feel, right? The feel of the trees and the coolness that they hold, you can feel that. And so, it felt good. That was my ecocentric medicine to the anthropocentric nonsense that made me feel more alone in a crowd, right? Of people that if only, oh, you're not ready yet. Oh. And when I was a kid, I remember there was a place in Point Gatineau, and there was a place where it wasn't really jumps. It was just even kind of little bumps. And I remember how thrilling and enjoyable that feeling was. And behind the pool there is structures, cement, curves, jumps for different ages, groups, and it's beautifully structured. And I wish I was a kid, like with parents that would come with me, or maybe siblings, and we do these activities in nature and these skill sets together. But now, as a hardworking person and a culture repair, and somebody who is capable of, doing the right thing and explaining what that is very simply with my critical thinking skills based on priorities that everybody say, oh no, we agree with that. It's just that you're supposed to do that in that time. And then, so I'm going to try and afford a bicycle, although I can't. And I'm thinking maybe of bankrupting myself even more. This week I'm thinking of paying for things like repair on my vehicles and maybe rent somewhere, so that there's almost nothing left for the next 4.5 weeks, and then it'll force me to generate income in some way, just to survive. And maybe even I don't know, I can't afford a bicycle and repairs on my vehicle, because even spark plugs and ignition cables will be too much for other things like the rent that I might be offered a place to stay tomorrow. So yeah, I could ask for help or approach places, say, can I pay on a payment? If it's somebody, I could make efforts to say, hey, you got a bicycle for sale, can I tutor your kid or whatever. But again, win-win scenarios, the sense of community, collective learning, it doesn't happen with the monetary paradigm. That wins out, and that wins out everywhere, whether it's a religious group and not religious group, or even people that build an eco-village or don't build an eco-village. It's still there. So, but anyways, just a little bit of ecocentric medicine. Today I don't want to move the vehicle. I've got more reading I'm going to finish up, maybe cleaning. I might take a nap, because it's kind of draining to feel so alone in the crowd, I tell you that, and to be so obvious to me why that feeling is, and why the thoughts I have are the thoughts I have based on what I experienced at the time. And again, you have no clue. And again, it's not that you don't have thoughts or feelings. It's that you can't reference without the schemas what it's like for somebody like me. And you believe totally in the theory of who you are, but you don't have the ability to witness the truth of how your own actions reflect the opposite of that.